Oh. Y'all here already? Okay. I didn't know we had started filming. Sorry, I didn't know you guys were in the room. Okay, Karen, grab me some water and we'll just get this video started. Before you came round, my heart would never be much fun. Bad and bougie, honey. Katala, guys. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. That's if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're new, please don't leave without clicking the subscribe button so that you can join the official squad. Okay, official Squaad, gang gang. So first of all, before I get into the whole video and whatever we'll be doing today, I know that 90% of the women or of the people who watch my channel are Black South African women. I know that, and I'd be doing you guys like a huge disservice and a huge injustice if I didn't speak about what has been happening in our country. It's become so much, like it's a lot. I mean, the 1 week we were all like Black Lives Matter or whatever, which was heavy, which was draining, and then literally stepping into the next week where all of us, all Black people, understood that Black Lives Matter, but South African men just don't understand that South African Black women are part of the Black lives, you know, we're speaking about. So it's a horrible time. Just looking at the stats is just so disheartening. It's so disheartening how a woman has a greater chance of being raped or killed in South Africa than learning to read, and or even finding a job. You know, we're honestly, and South Africa is such a violent nation. I'm going to need, I know that this channel is for I know that many people who view this channel are Black South African women, but there's nothing much we can do. But I think I just want to speak to the Black South African men who may, you know, stumble upon my channel. I really need to see more from you guys. It was very easy for us to say white people need to hold each other accountable. I'm gonna need men to hold each other accountable as well. So you don't have to necessarily go through something to feel someone else's pain. And so from Karabo, I understood, until I know I did post a video about this, how then something similar happened very close to home. My cousin was murdered by her boyfriend, and I just know how it feels to be a family member mourning the loss of a loved one because of gender-based violence. I just thought I should mention it before we get into this video because I'm a Black South African woman, you know. I see myself in Sekgofatso Pule, I see myself in Karabo Mokoena, I see myself in Uyinene, because genuinely it could have been me, it may be me next, and those are just the odds that I'm faced with on a daily. So yeah, if you're watching this channel and all this is weighing heavy down on you, and if you're watching this video, just know that, sis, I'm there, I'm with you. Bro, I'm gonna need you to do better. So yeah, let's get into the actual part of this video. Okay guys, so now that we've gotten everything out of the way, let's get into the actual video. As you can tell by the title, I act like I already know what the title is. Today we'll be doing a first time tag, honey, first time tag. So the reason why I decided to do this video is because it's been making its rounds on the YouTube streets. But other than that, it's my birthday this week, guys. It's my birthday. The next time you guys see me, by the time, okay, I'm gonna post this video on the 16th of June, which is a Tuesday, and I'll still be 22, right? But on the 18th, mama, 18th, I'll be turning 23. I'm very, very young, guys. Let's not even get into that. I'm turning 23, and I thought it would be so nice to do like a first time tag, just to sort of like look back on like my memories, and it's more sentimental to me than it is to you guys. And so yeah, guys, if you're watching this video and you're watching it on the 18th of June, please just post happy birthday. So yeah, guys, let's get into this video. So I got these questions off of the internet. There are 56 questions, but how long would it take for me to answer all 56. Now, I ain't trying to play with your daughter like that. Like, I'm not trying to play with your daughter like that. So I've decided to choose, I think, 15. So number 1, so I've chosen just a few from the site, and I'm just gonna go through them randomly. Cool. So my first one is first country you ever visited. So I think the first time I took an international trip was in 2005. Yes, 2005. At that time I was 8 years old, and my family and I went to the US. So that was the first country I ever visited. Number 2 was first Insta, Twitter, or Facebook post. So I have done a video showing you guys like a throwback on my life, like reacting to my old, like my first Facebook photos or whatever. So it wouldn't be cool to do it now. But and then also on Instagram, I don't know if I told you guys that I deleted all my photos on Instagram. My Instagram page starts from 2020, so I wouldn't know what my first Instagram post is. But Twitter, honeys, Twitter. So a friend of mine just like recently sent me a screenshot of like my first Twitter post. So I have a different account now, and so hey, Twitter yam guys. At the time I called myself Tipsy. Yes, I felt like the name Tipsy was appropriate. And so yeah, I was tweeting. I'm actually going to put like the screenshot up here. So yeah, guys, if you guys just bump into that post on Twitter, ignore him. Ignore her, guys. Ignore, just like move right along. Number 3 is first time I ever got into trouble at school and at home. So the question is first time I ever got into trouble at school and at home. Guys, I was a good student. There was never a time where I was both in trouble at home and at school. There was like, I can't remember. But the first time I ever got into trouble at school and at home, the first time I ever got into trouble at school, my mom was so proud of me. She was so proud of me. So this was in grade 6, right? Have you guys watched Netflix? Blood and Water on Netflix, right? Wendy, I'm gonna put a picture of her. Wendy, I think Natasha Tahane is the one who acts like Wendy. Guys, I was a Wendy in primary school all the way through to high school. I was a freedom fighter, always fought for what's right. Always, I was born woke. I've always just been like an activist, always just been a fighter. But the first time I ever got into trouble at school was in grade 6. And so I remember when I was in grade 6, I was taught by this other white male teacher, right? And I remember he used to separate our class into like black kids and white kids. They're saying you know. If you guys went to primary school to me, you remember who our grade 6 teacher was, and you remember how he used to divide us, okay? Mpumi, Zingisa, you were there, okay? So this man's used to divide us into black kids and white kids, right? So I remember he had this rule, homework not here is homework not done. There was no such a thing, oh, I left my homework, I left my homework at home, or I forgot my homework at home, because homework not here is homework not done. And so you'd automatically get a demerit if your homework was just like nowhere to be found. So your fave, ne? He starts by the black people's like side, one. So he asks me, hey guy, homework ya how? So I'm like, oh, my homework's at home. Homegirl I really hadn't done my homework. So I was just like, dude, I didn't do my homework. So he's like, honey, you know the rules. Homework not here is homework not done. He goes beyond, like through. But I remember then he asks this other girl, I'm gonna call her Michaela for the purposes of this video. He asks Michaela, where is your homework? Michaela's like, no, I left it at home. And he's like, don't worry, my dear. I know you did it. What? Automatically like, ding, 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 racism. So guys, my mom like brought me up to smell where I was treated unfairly because of the color of my skin, okay? She rooted that thing in me. So now your homegirl is whiling. So I was just like, absolutely not. Like, you just said that my homework is not here, therefore it's not done. So what are you even talking about? Hey, so this guy's coming at me, and I was just like, you know what? So now I'm getting into trouble, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna call my mama, okay? I'm gonna call my mama. My mama gonna sort this out, okay? So I really did call my mom, and how it ended was that she went also like crazy on him. Also, whoever knows my mom also knows that she's not well, like a kapilang. So she went crazy, like she also went crazy. And then she was just like to him, my boy, if you even try victimize, that was the first time I heard the word victimize. Ke mo grade 6, ka tseba gore victimize ke eng. So she was just like, if you ever victimize my child, after this case, I am coming for you, my boy. So that was the first time I ever got trouble in school, right? Into trouble in school. So the next one is first boyfriend / girlfriend. Well, first boyfriend. My first boyfriend. I think I have spoken about my first boyfriend on my channel though. I really have discussed this. But yeah, he was my first boyfriend. I dated him again. Yeah. I think we've been there, done that. My first ever date. Okay, so I remember telling you guys in a story time how this guy stood me up. But eventually when we started dating, he started taking me out on real dates. Prior to that, I had never been on a real date. Like, I'm sure the first time I went out on a date with a guy. Okay, hold on to your wigs. I'm pretty sure the first time was 2017. 2017 was the first time. And I'm trying to think, because I started dating him in we started dating 2016 in my second year. Okay, so 2016. Yeah, 2016 was the year we started dating. So 2016 should have been my first date. I'm just trying to think. I actually can't remember my first date, eh? I really can't remember my first date. But it was probably at a restaurant somewhere. But I really can't remember my first date with that guy. But I know that prior to him, I had never been on a first date before. So yeah, that's why food is like a big deal for me now. Hey, it's actually quite stupid. Like I can tell I just need to like work this one out with my psychologist. Like the way I haven't been on real dates, like when a nigga is planning to take me out to eat, I'm just like, really? It's quite sad, really. It's very sad. I'm gonna work it out with my psychologist. Next question is my first celebrity crush. My first crush on a celebrity, y'all. Oh, okay. So my first celebrity crush was when High School Musical came out. Guys, Dandim Tanda or Troy Bolton. Okay. Also known as Zac Efron. That was my guy. Okay. That was my guy. Especially in that in High School Musical 2, where he's just like, bet on it, you can't bet on me. Hold up. But there's a part where he's looking at the mirror. I mean, he's looking into the water. Do you guys remember High School Musical? He's looking into the water. That's when I knew that's where it was done to me. This one is going to be my husband. He's looking into the water and he's singing everybody's always looking at me, saying my place. And I was just like, listen, I want to listen to my own heart talking. I want to make the same mistake. Don't you ever done matter say anyone. So yeah, definitely Troy Bolton. But also just like when he got onto Hairspray, I was just like, he is a whole vibe. Zac Efron. Guys, do you remember on Hairspray where they're standing in the mirror and then it's Tracy's song. It's Tracy. She's singing I can hear the bells, and then afterwards there's a part where she's like, Link and I are French kissing, and then he's like 11-year-old me could not deal. I probably watched that video like so many times. He licks his hand, he's like, then he fixes his hair. I Shem Troy, my boy. Okay, next one is my first heartbreak. Yo, somber. So my first heartbreak was in grade 9. But that wasn't really like heartbreaking. Looking, because thing is like, you know, heartbreaks have like a waiting. and waiting. I'm a heartbreak. So my first heartbreak was like terrible, but the one I experienced recently, in destabilizile. Yaboni heartbreak. Fanele ubambele somewhere. Like I had to, I shame. Literally, you know when they say what's it called? The rug was like pulled from under my feet. Yeah, I felt that with my recent heartbreak. But my first one, it was with, like, guys, I actually don't want to talk about it because soon he's going to be the theme of, you know, my channel. So I don't think that's fair. But basically he was, but I just want to tell you, Jore, it was nothing. God was just like, you know when they say God is preparing you? He was preparing me, Shem. He made me go through that so that next time ni be ingam be strong. But hey, I am a heartbreak of it. I'm a heartbreak. The sneak up in fleisy. The sneak up in fleisy. So the next one is my first real crush. So my first real crush, but this is like, okay, so obviously, like, I feel like there's a difference between liking someone and crushing on them. I think there's a huge difference. So my first crush was in matric, like from the one I can remember. I possibly had crushes before that. Yes, I should have had crushes before that, but I actually, like, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. But the crush I can remember, like actively remember, was in matric, right? So, not matric, I was in grade 10, he was in matric though. So I was new to the school or whatever, so I just got into grade 10. I just moved to Joburg for school. And so I was in boarding school, hun. And so when I arrived, I had a crush on this other guy. So I actually did this, like, I did a story time on my Instagram stories, yeah. He was a day scholar and a majority of the school was like, the majority of the school was made up of like people who were in the boarding school, right? So boarders. And so, guys, I'd only see him like during the day at school. So I'd never see him like after school and stuff like that. Literally, I can tell you, I would see him like I'll never forget, he had an orange bag. He had an orange bag and I could spot him from like anywhere in the school. And then I told one of his classmates that I have a crush on him. And she was like, oh my gosh, girl, you gotta like achieve your crush or whatever. And so she was like to me, okay, she's gonna hook me up with him because Vele, she's like he's her dad. So I don't know if you guys also did this in other boarding schools or maybe it was just mine, but like we had family members. So he was her dad and then she was gonna say I'm her daughter so that he becomes my grandfather and then, you know, we have something to talk about. And so she told him and then she introduced him to me. Oh, girl was in. But nothing ever materialized, guys. I was his granddaughter. So let's move right along. So yeah. First person I talked to today, that would be the person that I woke up next to, which is Memory Uchebu. Yeah, I sleep over in her rooms on Friday nights, and so she was the first person I talked to today. First text I sent today. Let me get my phone with the text. Okay guys, so I'm currently using two phones and so I really don't text on this one. So I'm trying to see the first text I sent this morning. This is so risky, guys. Okay, not bad. I was commenting on, it was thank you so much, Mdaz. That was the first text I sent this morning. Thank you so much, Mdase. I sent it to my cousin Andi Iswa. She had said, you're so funny. I even subscribed. She's talking about my YouTube channel. And so I was like, thank you so much, Mdase. So Andi Iswa, if you're watching, shout out, girl, shout out. You were the first person I texted this morning. And also, if you guys haven't subscribed, be like Andi Iswa, subscribe, okay? Next one is first thing I do every morning. The first thing I do every morning is lie in my bed and be like, WTF bazalwane. That's the first thing I do every morning without fail. I'm just like, we're still here, Gandhi, you know? I literally can't like reconcile it in my mind that every morning I have to wake up, I have to bath, I have to go to work. Like I literally lie in my bed in despair. That's the first thing. For a good hour, guys, for a good hour. Like, I lie in my bed. I set my alarm to go off at 4 o'clock to 5. I'm lying there like this, right? And then 5 o'clock, I get up and I do some work. Then I go back to sleep, some schoolwork. Then I go back to sleep. Then I wake up to officially start my day. And then when I officially start my day, the first thing I do is my devotion, okay? I should probably do it the other way around, but yeah. First thing I do is my devotion. I'm currently reading a book called Pearls of Wisdom. And I don't know, guys, I think it's making me waza. What do you think? So yeah, that's the first thing I do in the morning. Next one is first wedding. The first wedding I attended in Dunkapa, guys. I just want y'all to know, okay, that everywhere I go, I take up space. I was taking up space before Uzozibi. I'm joking. Before Uzozibini spoke about taking up space. So the first wedding I attended, I was in like probably primary school, early primary, so between grade 1 and grade 3. So I used to go to this church in Joburg, and so the guy who was getting married got all the girls at church to be flower girls. And so that's the first wedding I ever attended. I remember I was so grossed out when they were like, you may kiss the bride. I was just looking at them like, Nenzani. Aibo Nenzani. So yeah, that was the first wedding I ever attended. Sakapa sonke sizi girls, obona. Next one is first party. So I'm not sure if they mean party or party, because you know there's a difference. But the first party that I went to was in high school. Hey guys, Dantandi Zindo. Like, there are some story times I really want to do, but I'll do them when I move out. I will genuinely do those story times when I move out. But the first party I attended was my cousin. I was 15 at the time. She was 18. And so I used to go to her house a lot. So I was in boarding school, and then on weekends, like out weekends, I'd go to her house, right? So she was turning 18. So she's like 3 years older than me. And so I'd go to her house. And so many of her friends at the time were turning 18. And so the first party I went to was, and I don't mean party, I'm talking about party, like club vibes, was, yeah, one of her friends went to Liquid Chef for their 18th, and we went as well. Sikhala blokile nomzala. Sikhala blokile. We were both wearing green pants and red tops, yes. So yeah, we went to Liquid Chef, and I remember like I loved Liquid Chef so much that I went back. Like, I think I also had my own, like, I think when I turned 17, because there's no way when I lived in Joburg I was turning 18. In my first year I turned 18. When I turned 17, my party had to be at Liquid Chef. My 17th birthday party was at Liquid Chef. Okay, so yeah, like Dandi Tanda Landau, like I used to love it. So that was the first party I ever attended. Last one, first fist fight. I'll never forget. First fist fight I'll never forget, because it was 1 against 3 or 4, and 1 beat us all. Was Shaya hands down. Ustrapile, ustrape songe. Okay, so I was in grade 3, and I can't remember if I was in grade 3, because I know I was at that school between grade 1 and grade 3. Yeah, I was in grade 3. And so what's it called, this girl, her name was, okay, I can't say her name, but we got into a fight, some sort of altercation with her, right? So it was like all the friends against her. Aretrapa 1 by 1. She beat us, all of us. Like, it was literally 3 against 1. She won. I don't know how to explain to you. She was throwing us. And I've always been a chubby girl, guys. So I was genuinely bigger than her, but she was throwing us on the playground. Kids were flying. But unfortunately for her, we went to a school where like corporal punishment or corporate punishment. I'm joking, corporal punishment was allowed. And so we literally told on her, and we told the teacher, Ushayile, and then sesa flyer. We didn't flew, we flied on the playground, Ushayile, and the teacher was just like, girl, come here, come receive your beating. Okay, so literally the teacher exonerated us. So yeah, Thank you guys for watching. Those are all the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I genuinely enjoyed chilling with you guys tonight. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which is hopefully next week Tuesday, because dinner 23 ngoku, so consistency is definitely my portion. I love you guys so much, and till the next one. Bye. Before you came round, my heart would never be much fun.